TNTM The Show presents Comicast 258 with your host,
Pablo Gunner.
and JD, and we are here to talk about comics. But first, remember the 5th of November of gunpowder, treason, and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. And yes, today is November the 5th of 2016. You know, very big day for Guy Fawkes.
Right.
V for Vendetta.
The Ides of March.
That's Caesar.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yes.
But anyway, I digress. We are here to talk about the week of comics for what it was, the second?
Is it the second?
I believe it was the second, or...
The second, yep.
Oh, wow.
You are correct.
2nd of November 2016. And we have our own grading scale here. Buy, skim, pass. Variations on buy and skim. You know, strong buy, weak buy. Strong skim, weak skim. And then our book of the week. The back and bag of the week. The B-Bow.
Yep.
So we say, hey, this is what we like the best. And we put it in a nice little fresh bag and keep it nice and safe. We have a 2-minute timer when both of us are reviewing. 1 minute if it's a solo timer. And we have a tone.
Yes. Here is the tone for this week. Once again, if you know it, tell me what it is. Be as specific as possible. But remember, tell me where to send it. Because I had this issue last week. Someone answered it. I don't know how to get it to them. So, I mean, I'll get it to them eventually. Yeah. You know, I'm not going to give it away to somebody else. But I'm just saying, you know, Twitter,
yeah, please
Facebook,
leave your name and number after the beep.
Email, whatever. You know, the thing is usually I message through YouTube, but it wouldn't let me message this person through YouTube. So, because their account is different. But here's the tone, like I said, if you know it. So, yeah, like you said.
And I think we're ready to get started on this week's comics.
Yeah, let's get into it.
We're jumping into it. We got some indies first.
Some indies? Oh, well, I didn't read that one. But yeah, I have Bitch Planet number 9. I didn't get to it though because it was a busy week. I have a friend in town. That's also why we started this late. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you that.
Oh.
I meant to tell you that I had a friend. He's from Indiana. He just came into town.
Nice.
And for like a week, and unfortunately I had to work most of the time. So, but I got a couple days off so that we could hang out. So yeah, went hiking with him, and then
it started hailing.
So yeah, and then it started hailing. So it took me longer to get home than it should have because people freak out, you know. Anyways,
it's water. It's solid water.
We have Lady Mechanica number 2. It's La Dama de la Muerte, and it is created by Joe Benitez, story by Joe Benitez and M.M. Chen, then pencils by Joe Benitez and Martin Montiel, colors by Peter Steigerwald. So,
your phone locked after like a
yeah, it's on like sleep mode or whatever, you know. So, but anyways. Alright, so there's this kid that shows up. I thought it was a zombie. He was actually tortured by these guys. They cut his nose off and tortured him. And so she's like, well, I'm going to find these guys. And the people are like, no, they're demons. They just come, and they come for food, and they come for, you know, like alcohol and money and stuff. And she's like, demons have no need for that stuff. Like, there's no reason. These are bandits. So I'm going to take care of them. So they show up, and she takes care of them, and so they run off. And she's like, all right, well, I'm going to go finish them off. So she goes to finish them off. She gets there, and when she gets there, this person's like, oh, the guy came back, and he's just warned. He just came back to get more men and go back. And she's like, oh, damn it. So she goes back and...
Army.
Yes. So it's messed up, man. Like, I did not expect it to be this this dark, this heart wrenching either, man. It's good. Like I said, I love it. I love it because it's the Mexican. It's the
It's the
Day
Dia
of
de
the
los
Dead.
Muertos.
Yeah. It's wonderful.
So what you rate it?
So rich. I give it a strong buy and contender, of course.
Nice.
Of course.
That's something I would pick up a trade.
Yeah. I think it's only a few issues, but yeah, we'll see.
We have some with Detective Comics Cyborg. What, number 4?
Four. Did you get this one?
I did not.
We have a Cyborg back here, actually.
Yeah, Cyborg.
So, all right. Well, I got Cyborg 4. It's John Semper Jr. as the writer, Timothy Green the second as pencils, then Joseph Silver as inks, and then Guy Major as the colorist. I hated the art at first, but he's in a dream, and it's the Justice League fighting him. And then, like, he's like, something's really off about this. Like, we're on this planet, and the people that would need a suit for this are not wearing a suit for this. So he's like, I'm gonna teleport him to a place where their enemy is. He teleports him to Doomsday. So then he has Doomsday attacking them. Then he finds out that they're actually, that he needs to go through this maze to recover his memories. Well, in the process, the Justice League shows up, but they reveal themselves as worms.
Worms.
Like worms of a virus.
Ah.
That kind.
Parasitic. Okay.
Yes. And so you see like these enemies that have been attacking him, like malware, that's what he was there to do. He wasn't just there to fight him. And so, but there is this person, he recovers some of his memories, but there is one person that is not revealed to him that was that one girl that he loves and stuff. And it's so heart-wrenching. This is another one. It's heart-wrenching, dude. It's sad. But it's so good because now he untaps all his emotions, unlocks his memories, and so like it makes him stronger. It's the human spirit now. With the robotics. So now he's
a true cyborg,
kicking butt. Yeah, exactly. Now he's like equal man and machine.
Yeah.
He's not like mostly man. I mean, he's not mostly machine. So yeah, it's fantastic. I love it, dude. I'm totally digging it. I really like where it went. I think I don't know what like the arc would be for like the issues, but I feel like this would be a great arc. Like in trade, if they put just 4 issues out in trade. I'm not sure. I don't think so. That seems kind of short.
Yeah, I would think.
But if you want to get in issues, that's a great to just get as a stack of issues.
The first 4 plus Rebirth.
Exactly. So that's another strong buy and contender for me. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna say it's not a contender, and here's why. The art bugged me, but I don't know. It's difficult because the art, I feel like it was purposely kind of off because to show that he was actually in a dream. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or he's like floating around cyberspace or something.
Yeah, in his own.
Or his own quantum computer or whatever he's fused.
Yeah,
with.
Exactly. So I don't know. It's really. I'll leave it with a strong buy.
So strong buy.
Yes.
Now we have the weekly dose of Dick.
Yes.
Nightwing number, what?
8.
Tim Seeley was the writer. Javier Fernandez is the artist. Chris Sotomayor is doing the colors.
I was a little confused at first because I thought they were talking about Dick, but they were actually talking about this other character.
Raptor.
Because it was a past. It was a flashback when his parents are talking about Raptor as a boy, and he has those creepy golden piercing eyes, and then it shows Nightwing on his awesome Nightwing cycle,
the night cycle or whatever you want to call it.
I love how he explains why I'm not going to bring the Justice League or the Titans or the Teen Titans into this, because lots of comics they can be like, well, why didn't you just call this person?
Yeah, why don't you just call Superman? He'll fly in there.
They say that about movies and stuff too. Oh, why don't they just
call
the
Avengers step in?
Yeah, but so this gets really personal because he's
got Bruce.
He has Bruce.
I mean, Bruce is tied to a chair.
And he's like, oh, once your shares go to a certain, amount, like this thing's gonna kill you. And so Dick shows up and he's fighting him, and he's like, "All right, I love it. He figures this guy out.
Yeah.
It was
He
so
totally
awesome."
does a psychological profile
Yes.
on the guy,
He's like, "Oh, you think that I'm?" He's like, he plays one of his tricks on him too.
Mhm.
He's like, "Oh, now who's playing? Now who's fighting?"
Who's distracted?
Clouded, yeah, distracted. Now who's fighting distracted? And of course, Bruce is.
He's just sitting
He's
back.
Batman, so
he's just sitting back, chilling, trying to get himself loose.
he gets, he does what he's like. Oh, I'm in this contraption, but he does his thing, and then he falls, and Nightwing goes to get him, and I love it because he's like,
Oh, I didn't fall.
he's like, I didn't fall.
I didn't fall.
He's
I
like,
jumped.
I jumped because I knew you would catch me.
Yeah.
I had faith in you, and dude, like this, I love this stuff, and I'll be honest, like this is essentially what most Nightwing stories dial into, which is it's personal.
What's up with this government agency that says that if he says that Bruce Wayne is Batman, they'll wipe his mind or something like that?
That was the one he used to work for.
Oh, the
Spiral as
that's right. Okay.
As Grayson Agent, what was it, 37 or something?
I can't remember.
But yeah, so I don't, like I said, I am biased, and I don't mind saying I'm biased. I love the way he breaks this guy down. I love the way that everything plays out. I don't know if it's completely over. I kind of hope it's not.
I think
but like
we'll
I
get
said,
Batburner on Raptor.
it's personal, and I love personal stuff, and then you threw Bruce in it too, which is not. I think that's an added factor. Like they kind of did that kind of thing too with Court of Owls.
Yeah.
With there's the Lincoln March. There was
The Wayne
the
parents.
grandpa, or I think it was like his great grandpa or something was one of the Talon.
Oh yeah.
And so it was very personal for both, and so they were both. It was so good. I like this wasn't as, but this was it was so great because it goes more into just like his personal stuff. Like I said, I give it a strong buy and a contender.
Yep, it's a strong buy. It's a contender.
Looks amazing, and just the way
great.
the whole thing played out.
It's Dick at his finest. Everybody loves Dick.
Can't help it. All right, so this one's all me going solo, right?
Yep, I did not
with
catch
Green
the
Arrow number 10, and you know who the creative team is? I believe it's Benjamin Percy as the writer, then Julio or Juan Ferreira. I don't know. He does the art.
They normally put the credits towards the end now.
But yeah, so anyways, this artist is the better of the artists that they put on this book, and because the other one's Stephen Byrne, and this artist kills it. And
dude,
so the art is
amazing
in this. Yep, Juan Ferreira. He destroys. They're jumping on this train. They have this mission on the train, and it's really crazy and intense. Of course, Black Canary. She's the only one that actually has her crap together.
Yeah.
And she's on top of it. And these other but Diggle and Oliver, they figure it out, but they're both hanging. But there's this dude there, and he's a mercenary. And there's like this conference going on that it's like meeting of these two warring countries or like factions or whatever, right? So, but of course, mercenaries, you throw that in there. What does that mean?
Assassinations, typically.
Yes, exactly. So they try to stop them. Man, like I said, they need to retitle this book already.
Green Arrow and Black Canary?
Yes, exactly. Because I love me some...
Or Team Arrow?
Team Arrow, yeah, they could do that. I love Black Canary in this. She's the best part of it. She really is. She should be at the top of it, not Oliver. He is great. He is good. But honestly, I feel like he screws up in this, and has to make up for his mistakes. This artist is phenomenal, and this is really interesting and really good, and I like it. So I'm giving it a strong buy and a contender. It's very... I will say this, though. I don't know... It's very difficult for me to decide on continuing to pick up this book? Because if they keep on alternating between artists,
Yeah.
well, and the other artist
That-
isn't
that's-
good,
That's
well,
why.
should I
That's why
continue
I dropped
picking
the
this
book.
up? I don't know. Should I drop it? I'm not sure. So that's inconsistency.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem with this title. So it's one of those things. If it's the like I don't know if it's the same arc for the same artist, I can deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing is if I go like, well, I'm definitely not going to add it to my pull list because then that means I have to get it when it's in my box, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that are going to go, well, I guess I'll just pull it off the shelf instead because if it turns out to be Stefan, I'm not picking it up.
Yeah.
But if it's Juan Ferreira,
Then go.
I'm getting it.
Yeah, it looks great. That's the reason I dropped the book is because I didn't like the art. I felt the art in the beginning of the series was more fit for maybe something like The Question.
Mm.
That would have been a great art style for The Question. But this art for the Green Arrow, that looks fantastic. So I'll start picking this up if they're going to keep the same artist. So we have, Green Lantern's number 10.
Yep.
Sam Humphries is the writer. Eduardo Apancia is the pencils. Julio Ferrer did the inks. And Blonde did the colors. And, this is quite the interesting book. We pick up kind of a little bit where we left off last time with the what's his name? The Guardian I can't even get his name.
The guy that made the Phantom Ring.
Yeah. And anyway, so we got this guy that's kind of going after the Phantom Ring.
Yes, he wants the Phantom Ring. He's the guy that he's been like training his whole life to get a Green Lantern ring.
Yeah.
And so now he has this opportunity, and so he creates this distraction so that he can go get the ring from the Guardian. And man, I don't know. I'm so conflicted about this book and Jessica as a character because she's constantly, she's annoying.
Well, I can't make contracts.
I can't do this. I can't
make
I
contracts.
can't. I'm such a horrible lantern.
Yeah.
And it's like you've already done stuff. Like she has a little more, and that's the thing is like she's like she does something heroic, and then she talks to the little girl, and she's like, okay, maybe I am not that bad at this. But like I said, then that other guy takes over. He gets the Phantom Ring. That was cool, which they actually do show at the beginning. What's his name with the Phantom Ring too, which was pretty crazy. But this guy gets a Phantom Ring, and it's cool how it fluctuates based off of
what your emotion is at the time.
your emotions as well as what you can feed off of other people too. Yeah. So he fluctuates from green to yellow. And that's all we see so far, but it's pretty crazy and pretty intense. And then
back to green,
and that's it. He flies off. So
with the Guardian
with the Guardian, yes.
Because
there's somebody else pulling strings too.
Yeah, the first Lantern. What's his name?
Volthoom.
I'm not a big Lantern enthusiast,
so
it's new to me.
But yeah, it looks amazing. It's really interesting. I like where it's going.
It's a good jumping on point if you want to just jump onto the storyline and see where it's going. This is a great point to do that at.
I give it a strong buy.
Strong buy contender for me.
Yep.
So you have the Waterman.
Actually, I mean it is Aquaman number 10, but this one's all about
the Mirror Woman.
Yep. So this one is about, like, okay, so you know how she was in that, like, not cult, but there's those, like, they're like nuns or whatever, but they have to, like, train you to be the queen or whatever.
Yeah, they're grooming you for royalty.
Right, so one of them has a vision, and it's a vision where king dies, queen goes crazy, ends up causing war with the earth, or with the surface, but ends up in the destruction of Atlantis as well. So they go, oh, well, this is about you. So it is Dan Abnett writing, Brad Walker's penciler, Andrew Hennessy is the inker, Gabe El Taib is colors. But yeah, so that's what it's about. And so she's like, no, I wouldn't do this. And they're like, the vision was pretty clear. Like, it was you. And she's like, all right, fine. I wanted to leave this place, and you guys won't let me marry him, so I don't need to be here anyway, so I'm leaving. So she goes to Surface World. She goes to the lighthouse, and she's like, oh, well, I'm gonna, I feel more at home now at this point here than I do
Great
there and
Atlantis.
stuff. Well, in the process, she ends up finding out something has happened to Arthur, and some of the prophecies
Are starting to come true.
are starting to come true, and or is it just coincidental? I don't know. Is it just because she's not the queen?
No.
So it's one of those things. We'll see it play out. It was interesting. I like it. I like it when it's focused on Mira because I love Mira. I mean, she's wonderful. I think she's a great spouse. You know, she's very committed and very supportive, and she's just wonderful. So
She's loyal.
I love her. Yes. So I give it a strong buy.
Strong
It
buy.
looks amazing, and it was really interesting. And like I said, the way that the story played out, contender.
Strong buy contender. So we have Batman number 10. Tom King is the writer. Michael. Is that Michael Janin?
I need to find out what bad is
Pencils
in Spanish
in.
so I can say hombre de
De
whatever. The what?
Hombre de Guano.
Hombre de guano. I don't think that's it.
I don't think you're either.
But, anyways.
What's that Lamborghini vehicle? Anyway, Michael Janin did the pencils and inks and cover, and June Chung did the colors on this issue. And it's the I Am Suicide Part 2 issue. And yeah, we get bats in the bat wing or whatever you want to call it, and he gets shot down by a ton of people because he's going to sink the
It looked like something from Star Wars,
Yeah.
honestly. It looked like those ones from that they have the troopers in, you know.
the Clone Wars, yeah.
Yeah, in Clone Wars, but like
The Arc 170s
but
or whatever.
more
they are,
compact because
Yeah.
it's only him in it. But anyways, yeah. This one's crazy. The art's amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
Just mind-blowingly great the whole way through. Batman does this thing in this throughout the whole thing. It's really interesting. He comes off really crazy because he says,
I'm gonna break you, Bane.
yes,
I'm gonna break
he keeps on saying the same thing over and
gonna
over
break
and
your
over
back.
again where he says, I'm here for
I'm here for this information.
I'm here for the pirate. If you don't give him to me,
I'll reserve
I'm
it
gonna
to
break
you
your
for-
back.
Yeah.
I'm good. He says it over and over and over and over again, like nonstop the whole way through.
It's
That's
like a
all
mantra.
he says the whole way through.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it looks like at some point Batman actually re-breaks Batman's back, and then he snaps his back into place, his own back into place.
Yeah.
And it's awesome because Bane tortures him like doing something that happened to him, which was awesome. And it's like he overcomes it. So it's awesome.
It is quite
like it's
interesting.
really crazy because like when he first gets to the island, he just fights like this army of
People,
dudes.
And
And like I said, that's why he's not that much of a challenge to Bane when he gets to him because
he just
he's
fought
already
like
tired, he's
150
already
dudes.
But then when he faces him, actually he doesn't face him again. Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
So
Soon he'll break his back.
yeah, we'll see. Like I don't know though. I just thought like I like this Batman because to me he's crazy.
He is a little unhinged. I'll give him that. Very
But
unhinged.
and there's also this other dialogue that's going on, and I thought it was Bane. But halfway through, there's cats fighting in the background, apparently. So
Yeah, it's an interesting book. I mean, it's a fantastic read.
it looks so amazing, and it is really interesting. I love it because he's crazy. He's also with a crazy squad. Like you don't see him yet, but I think they're going to be there. Also, that other narrative turns out to be Catwoman. I thought it was Batman, but then once it starts talking about them kiss, I'm like, maybe it's not Bane.
Yeah, it's somebody else. It's not Bane.
I'm like, I was like, did Bane and Batman kiss? But no, it's really good. Like, cause it's just phenomenal. And it looks amazing. It is the strong buy and contender easily.
Yeah, totally.
For sure.
And we have a Superman number 10, and it is written by Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason. Patrick Gleason did the pencils, Mick Gray did the inks, and John Galeese did the colors.
My wife saw the cover of this and she was like, it looks like Batman and Superman are going to kiss. But that is not the case at all in this book. Like they are, like in fact, Batman and Superman, they're not happy with each other.
Yeah.
And it's
because
because
the boys.
And it's because Robin is messing with
John. Or Jonathan.
Superboy.
John. Well, let's just call him John.
So it's it's great, man, and I love how they have nobody in this as well.
Yeah.
So
This is
if
that
you
chick was?
yes,
Okay, I didn't know her name.
and just the way this plays out, like so what it is Robin is watching Superboy, and he's realizing that he doesn't have control over his powers, and
Yeah,
he's like,
he's a threat.
You're a threat. So he's like, you need to be trained in this and that. So he takes him away into the Batcave. And then Batman's like, "Oh no, you screwed up!" And he's like,
took his boy.
Superman shows up and he's like, "What the hell did you do with my kid?"
What have you done with my son?
Batman and Superman are duking it out.
Freaking battering, man.
Then Superboy and Robin are fighting, and then the two are like, "All right, maybe the both of them need a little training."
We need to work on these two together. Yeah, so yeah.
It was so great, dude. This is something that I've never seen before, and I love it because they're both fathers.
Yep.
They're both protecting their sons. They're both actually, I don't know.
They're both new at this.
They're both new at it. I thought it was funny though, especially considering what we just saw in Teen Titans.
Yeah.
For Bruce to go, "Oh, that's what good fathers would do," and I'm like,
yeah, right.
Good one, Bruce. Good one. Oh my God, that was a good one. Oh, hilarious.
Nah, you just watch Superboy freaking punch your
man.
son in the gut, and then they're both rowdy kids. This is gonna be an interesting plot line.
Oh God, yes, it already is super great.
Creative team for this book, please continue giving us gold.
Oh my God,
this is an interesting read. I
hilarious
enjoyed it
at the same time.
It was serious and funny at the same time, and it presented an actual problem within the DC universe. We have these two
and the
young
art mind blowing. Like it's dark when it needs to be dark. It's bright when it needs to be bright. Like they hit so many different, like the tone for the art, so on point. Everybody looks perfect.
This is a strong buy. This is a contender for me.
Oh, absolutely.
And that brings us to our commercial break.
Yes, it does. I would like to talk about a little humble store called The Age of Comics.
The Age of Comics.
Those guys are great, man. They have so many Funko Pops. They have so many figurines. I really want the new. They have new sets of Legends out right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's two different ones. There's the X-Men one that makes Juggernaut, and it has Iceman, and it's like he's full ice and he looks kind of clear too.
Nice.
So it looks really cool. Havoc, I love Havoc.
Is
dude.
it the classic Havoc, like with the?
It's not with the
suit?
head dome piece, but it is the black suit with the circle that goes bigger and smaller. I don't know if it actually does. It would be cool if they made a figurine where if it was in the sun,
it light up and stuff.
The chest, like the circle, would be bigger, and then when it was in the dark, it would be smaller. Right? That would be sick.
Yeah, he does absorb cosmic radiation.
Yes,
or solar radiation.
But anyways, I love Havoc, but it has like all the best ones. It has like Wolverine in his classic like brown and tan.
Okay.
And I think there's Cable. Who else was there? There's just like the best ones. There's Deadpool's part of that collection too, but he doesn't offer to make because it's the Legends. He doesn't actually build towards
the figure
the figure. So you don't really need him unless you want him. They also have the one that it's like all the Spider. It's the Spider-Verse essentially, and it makes the new Venom.
Cool.
So essentially, like
does it have Mayday?
It's huh?
Does it have Mayday Parker in that?
I'm not sure. Miles, I know, is one of them. Silk, okay. I believe. I don't know if they're Spider-Gwen or not.
I wonder if Scarlet Spider's there, because Scarlet Spider is my favorite.
Oh, man. Of course, classic Spidey. But there's a few, and that one, like I said, makes
the Venom.
I think it's Space Knight Venom, I'm not sure.
Cool.
But, but they just have tons of Funko Pops. They have plenty of other ones.
And of course, they have comics, of course.
Oh, yeah. They are hardcore about their comics. Like, if you're looking for first appearances, they probably have it on their wall, of characters. Like, they're hardcore. They are legit. And they'll press and clean your comics for you, and I think they can get them graded too. Not them specifically, but
they can send it off to me.
Yes.
Don't quote us on that. Please contact the store directly.
So, and they do special events too. Like if
They
you
were
follow
there
them
at
on,
Comic-Con.
huh?
They were there at the Santa Fe.
Yes,
Comic-Con.
they were at Santa Fe Comic Con for the whole weekend.
And they do little events, Didn't
They had a movie night.
Yeah, I think so.
Where, what is it? Urban Hot Dog was there. I think they gave out free hot dogs.
I don't know.
And they give away tickets to movies too. So if you follow them on Facebook,
yes. I ended up winning the Doctor Strange tickets, and I did not get them.
So. What? It's
okay.
So, but yeah, they do that. They have those going on, so you can go see the movies premieres before, actually.
I think the tickets were for
a
Tuesday.
Few days before, yeah.
I think it was a Tuesday night showing. Don't quote me on that because again, it's been a while since I looked at.
And then they have exclusives because they go to other conventions and they'll get they have a few San Diego Comic-Con exclusives of Funkos,
nice.
other figurines, and other stuff like that. So you definitely got to check them out. Go like them on Facebook because they post a video every Tuesday,
Tuesday of
what's coming out Wednesday. So you can budget or be like, oh hey, this is what I want.
Oh, this looks
good. And it's not just comics; it's whatever they got in that week. So Funkos, figurines, whatever, all of it, graphic novels. So yeah, it's good stuff. So make sure you check them out. They are located near Osuna and San Mateo. There's a little shopping center in there. So check them out.
Yeah, they're towards that little corner right there.
Yeah.
So we had.
You ready to occupy Avengers?
We're ready to
and take back justice.
Yeah, and we have.
With Hawkeye.
Let's explain this
Number
before
one.
we get into it. We are reviewing post-Civil War books. These books right here, most of them are post-Civil War books. And Civil Wars 2 is still going on. So, yeah, you'll see why we're kind of skeptical on this. We got to know.
I'm not skeptical. Well, I was, but not anymore.
Yeah.
So
let's just start off with the Occupy
Avengers number one.
Written by David F. Walker. Carlos Pacheco did the... Pacheco did the pencils.
Rafael Fonteris.
Yep, did the inks.
Yep, and then Sonia Albach is colorist. So this one is
This is Hawkeye.
I don't know why it's called Occupy Avengers.
It's just
because it's just Hawkeye, and apparently he's been doing this thing where he's been going from town to town where they have issues where.
So it's like Kung Fu: The Legend Continues.
Yes, I didn't think about that, but you are correct.
So he just goes around, on a walkabout, and he's like, "Okay, I'm going to help you out."
From town to town, yeah. And in this one, it's actually I think it's a reservation, and their water's been contaminated.
Yeah.
And so they're like, well, we haven't been able to figure it out, but by all means, go ahead.
Yeah, we're going to kill this Avenger.
And
we don't even know his name. We're going to kill him now.
But yeah, these militia or these private security, they go after him, and there is one protector though that helps him.
Yeah. I didn't quite get his name.
Yeah, I don't know.
But man, this was a great Hawkeye story. I enjoyed this. And then you get the liquid villain at the end.
Yes, I was gonna say I don't know. It is towards the end, so I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it. But we get a liquid-looking villain. If you're familiar with Marvel Comics and liquid villains, then you'll know exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly.
It's kind of odd seeing him outside of a Spidey book, though.
Yeah, for sure.
But hey, it's good use. Good use.
Definitely, it looks amazing all the way through. It was really. I mean, you captured it. There's not much more Kung Fu, it's
kind of like that. It was a great read. The art was fantastic.
But essentially, it's just because he's I want to do more street level, sort of.
It's I
small
killed
scale,
Bruce,
and now he feels bad, so he's doing this.
Just to help everybody.
But I mean, I give it a strong buy. It looks amazing. It's really good, really interesting. I'm gonna keep on reading it.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely a contender. I was super surprised, and
I did not expect this book to be so good.
Yeah, same here. So here's the digital code if you want to check it out for yourself. F for fan, C for camp, M for monk, H for home, M for monk, J for Joe, S for suit, 5, 0, G for George, 8, 2.
Alrighty, and we have the Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the Avengers #1. Again,
what?
A post-Civil War.
Being rebooted. It's $4.99.
It's written by Mark Waid. Mike Del Mundo did the art, and Mike Del Mundo and Marco Del Alfonso did the color art. And the cover of this was done by Alex Ross, which is, whew, that's pretty. Man, that's a pretty cover.
For me though, the artist is what sold it for me. You get Mike Del Mundo on a book, and it's a buy.
It's a great book. Visually,
without a doubt.
It's very good.
So you have this group, and they're fighting this Frost's dragon.
That's what it looks like. I mean,
and so, with the help of Hercules, you have the new Wasp,
yep.
Captain Falcon America, Lady Thor, which is Jane Foster, and like I said, Hercules. And Spidey, but he's not really part of the team yet.
It's
but
Peter, man, and the Wasp hates Peter. Well, the Wasp hates Spider-Man.
Yes, I don't really remember why.
Yeah, I don't either. But they make it a big point.
So that's what it is.
And Vision. Don't forget about Vision. He comes in, and we find out, hey.
He does come in later.
They need help. Hey, help me out now, and then Kang
with Kang, yeah, because.
He stole
Kang baby.
Yeah.
Baby Kang.
You remember? Because we were talking about that maybe, a couple months ago?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, did he do it? Did he not do it? We didn't know.
Yeah.
And evidently he has stolen Baby Kang.
But he doesn't even know where he put Baby Kang because he erased it from his memory banks.
And then Big Kang kind of splits into two. That was kind of confusing on that.
Well, there's multiple iterations of Kang, and they go into that where they're like, there's multiple iterations, and they all help each other, and so that's part of it. My biggest thing, though, and I don't know if this is it's an evolution. I get it, but you're not doing anything different, which annoys me. Which is, Peter is nothing but
an arrogant prick.
Tony Stark.
Yeah.
He's nothing but Tony Stark. He's. That's all you've done is turn Peter Parker into Tony Stark, and he's even doing exactly what Tony Stark did, which is, I'll fund the Avengers, but you let me be part of the team.
I mean,
mind you, he's a little bit different because he's not.
He's not Tony Stark,
and he's annoying with the jokes and the stuff. But this looks amazing. I still like it. It's a good book.
It's a great buy. I'm so glad I got that book. I was kind of like, maybe I should not pick it up because I don't know where, Civil War is going to lead me off of. But
I wasn't sure either.
This doesn't spoil Civil War.
Mark Waid, for one, that should be enough for you to pick up a book.
Because it's great storytelling.
And then when you see Mike Del Mundo,
his art and then the Alex Ross cover. I mean,
honestly, you could cover one of those names up, and it's still worth buying.
Yeah.
Because they're both great storytellers either way. So, yeah, strong buy and contender. It looks gorgeous. Agreed. It looks phenomenal. Mind-blowingly great. There's multiple things going on here.
You got a good jump start.
I'm just, my tip with this is a tip that's with Marvel.
Right now, period.
So it's nothing wrong with this book. It's what's wrong with
their timeline.
Not their timeline, but you're not doing anything original. You're just replaced Tony Stark with Peter Parker.
Which, evidently,
I think that was really lazy.
Since there's no Tony Stark in this, I guess that means that there's not going to be any Tony Stark at the end of Civil War 2. Maybe he's going to retire, go away, who knows?
I think he's dead, but...
Hey, that's possible as well.
You know who's not dead, but I thought maybe he was dead for a while?
The unworthy Thor.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
And this is issue number 1. It is a limited series, and they've said, I think it's a 5-parter.
I don't know, but I'm going to pick it up.
Yes.
I enjoyed this.
Writer?
Jason Aaron and Oliver did Copio?
I want to say Coipel, yeah.
And Matthew Wilson did the color art. And wow. I didn't know what to expect from this. And we have Thor kind of in a just, totally beating himself up. I mean, he's Gladiator style and just
he has a drawstring for his pants, And
then we get back to the moon where he's got, Tooth Gnasher? Or is it Tooth Mauler? I can never remember.
I think it's Gnasher. Yeah, it's Gnasher and Grinder.
No,
but this one was just Gnasher. He's riding him because he can't fly anymore,
yeah,
apparently.
He doesn't have Mjolnir.
So, I didn't know that,
Didn't know
the
what
Mjolnir
abilities.
was source of his flight.
Yep.
But yeah, he goes. He's like, well, he goes and he fights some trolls. Ulik shows up and messes him up.
Yeah.
I forgot that he has that arm too. That he was missing an arm, and that's
It's like a cyborg arm or
it's like an obsidian arm or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Ur metal.
And I'm still so interested in what the hell did
What did
Nick
Nick
Fury
go?
say to him to make him unworthy? Yes, essentially. But oh man, this is just epic, dude. I cannot wait to see where this
Yes.
goes.
And he goes. He's going to find another hammer because I mean after the Secret
Yes,
Wars,
he's heard that there is another
there
hammer.
was the Thor core. I mean, you had the Thor core.
Well, there's the hammer from the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because there's another person that offers their hammer to him, and I honestly,
it's a favorite.
I honestly don't think he's worthy of that hammer. Even
you don't think he's worthy of Stormbreaker?
no.
Oh, and don't forget about Eric Masterson's the Thunderstrike one.
So
That may still exist.
but I don't think he's probably. I don't even think he's worthy of the
Stormbreaker?
Ultimate one either.
You never know. We'll find out.
So
We'll find out next time on the Unworthy Thor.
Yes.
So is that how they're gonna tell them apart? Is that Jane is worthy and well Mr. Odin's son is unworthy?
Well, he just goes by Odin's son now. So
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine you can tell them differently because they look different.
Well, obviously,
one is a male and one is a female.
Well, obviously, yeah.
And I mean, unless you need to grab it to find out, Trump style. But anyways, it's a strong fighter contender. The art looks amazing. It's really interesting. I've been waiting for this for so long because I wanted to know what's going on with this unworthy Thor. And it's not even so much about like him. It's not even that I want him to get his Mjolnir back. I'd rather have him earn the ultimate Mjolnir. But I want him to earn it, though. I want him to fight for it. I want him to, get that journey of redemption in this arc.
Well, if it's like a 5 or 6 issue series, then
because it is called Unworthy Thor, and it's not continuing more than 5 issues, so I hope that it does kickstart his own.
Well, Jane's supposed to die in the future. I mean, she's got cancer.
But it's keeping her alive, though, too.
At the moment.
So, because when she's not, it's killing her. But when she is, it's keeping her alive. I don't know.
We'll find out how that works.
Here's a digital code. F for Familia, Z for Zorro, M for Marcos, 3, G for
Guillermo.
Perfect. 4, X for Javier, I for Indio, D for Diego, V for Villanueva, B for Bonita, and X for Javier.
So we have the Champions. What's this, number 2?
Champions.
Written by Mark Waid again. Humberto Ramos is the pencils, and Victor Olazabra. How do you that here?
I thought that was pretty good.
He did the inks, and Edgar Delgado.
Delgado.
I can never pronounce his name right. Delgado is the color artist, and man, this kind of picks up where we left off last time. I mean, we got the gang.
Well, not exactly. They're having a camping trip out in the woods so that it's
team building exercises.
Yes, and it's Miss Marvel. She's the one she's her
leading,
idea. Yeah. She's the leader. She has Hulk there. They have
Viv. They have Viv, Miles, Buckethead,
Nova, yeah, and but. This is what's weird, though, is that somebody else shows up, and I thought it was weird that he stopped them in the woods.
Yeah, we'll get to that here in a second. So they're like, hey, for us to work better as a team, let's find out what each other's abilities and powers are. Yes. Show us something new. And they all kind of do stuff. They kind of explain their powers, whatnot. Hulk just kind of jumps. I mean, he just jumps. And he's gone for half the issue.
Say, how high can you jump? And he's just, doosh.
And then he just jumps. He's gone for half the issue.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he comes back. and we get Slim. We got Scott Summers. You know, the little dude, Scott Summers, Teen Scott, shoots Hulk. He's like, hey, this is Hulk freaking just jumped down right here next to you guys. I'm gonna protect you. You know, a little stream beam. And, yeah, that's kind of the big deal. Like, hey, he can't be all bad. You know, he's a little scrawny, little wimp, and he tried to go head to head for the Hulk. You know, trying to save us. And like, yeah, we'll kind of put you on a probation period. That's kind of how it ends. Well, with the exception of I've already spoiled it, so I mean.
Yeah, and they're like, by the way, where is the Hulk
And Viv?
Viv, and
because
they're
they
like,
start playing this game of
"Ooh."
truth or dare and stuff. Like it's like, okay, have you ever kissed anybody? You know, who's your first kiss? And Viv's like, I've never kissed anybody. And then here at the end of the issue, you have the totally awesome Hulk and Viv kind of making out.
Yeah.
I mean,
when you thought it was Nova trying to
hit on her. I mean, this is a great book. I am loving this book better than Avengers. This is.
It's great. I just thought
I
it
like
was
the
weird
team.
that Cyclops tracked him in the forest.
Yeah.
That was my only thing.
It was because of plot, you know. It's exciting that, but who cares? Fun book, great story.
Yes.
I love the art. Again, I love this better than the Avengers. I'm starting to. This is like the Teen Titans of Marvel, man. I mean,
Yeah, not only that, I really like that this team, they're really not, like...
they're not biased. There's no real history to any of these characters with the exception of maybe a few years.
They're not biased, but not only that,
they're
like
all
they're not
new.
so quick to action. That's the other thing is like a lot of times you'll see these types of things happen,
Assemble!
and it's fight, and these kids are like, no, wait,
Let's think this through first.
let's talk this out, and it's like, wait, talk it out.
I've never heard of that before.
Wow, this is different.
They're mature for.
They want it. They see it's because they see this and go, let's not do that. Because they've already done that with the Avengers, where they're like, oh, they just fight.
Yeah.
And they're like, shouldn't we talk to him first? Nope, this person's bad.
So
yeah.
strong buy, contender for me. I enjoyed this book. I'm enjoying this series. Again, Mark Waid, keep it up.
Yeah, strong buy, and I'm going to save this one for a
vlog.
Talking Nerdy vlogcast. I need to get caught up, actually, because I missed one week. But anyways, let's keep it moving with some Death of X numero trace.
3 of 4. So you got 1 issue left.
Is it 3 or 4? No way.
I think it's 4 issues, isn't it? Or is it 5?
Shut up. I hope not, because they haven't even gotten started yet. Writers is Charles Soule and Jeff Lemire.
I know it was a real limited run.
Pencilers, Aaron Cooter and Javier Garron. Inkers, Jay Leaston and Javier Garron. And then colorists, Maury Hollowell, Jason Keith, Will Quintana, Matt Nia, and Andrew Crossley.
Yeah, it's 3 or 4.
Oh, gosh, dang it. So yeah, this one does pick up where it left off, which is with the uncanny X-Men, specifically Emma Frost asking Eric for help, and it's essentially to attack the Inhumans. And
because those inhuman bastards are killing us.
well, I mean, their gas is toxic, but it wasn't their fault. It was Black Bolt's, and they should just go after Black Bolt and beat his ass.
Yeah, right.
Good luck with that, but do it anyways, I say. That's the one who needs to be punished, and that's what... Anyways, they go to this other mutant, that Alchemy, and they also have to deal with this situation because they knocked out the X-Men that were in Madrid helping. Like trying to get people out of there, and one of the mutants, he put everybody to sleep because they were rioting, so they have to deal with that situation. Well, at that time, that's when Magneto arrives on scene with the Uncanny Avengers, so now it's like this all-out fight.
Mutant Civil War?
Mutants versus...
Or Mutant Inhuman Civil War?
Yeah.
Okay.
Except there's not all of them, but... we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
it's like they haven't started fighting yet, so I'm wondering...
where's it going to go? And
are they going to do it in one issue? I don't know. But I like it. I'm enjoying it, despite the fact that there's a lot of colors. I thought it was pretty consistent for the most part. There's some parts that don't look good as others. Um, so I will give it a buy. And here's the digital code. F for fan, C for camp, M for monk, 7, Q for quill, 9, R for Richter, 6, N for Nova, X for X-Men, G for George, 5.
And next you have Moon Knight number 8.
Yes,
Mr. Crazy Mr. Crazy Guy.
Yes.
So
this one, it is Jeff Lemire is the writer. We have artists Francesco Francavilla, Wilfredo Torres, James Sticco, and Greg Smallwood. And then color artists, pretty much the same except Jordi Belair is added. Michael Garland as well. So yeah, this one, it starts with where he was the cabbie, but he's being interrogated. But they've like taken away. They're like, "Why were you wearing a fake mustache?" And he's like, "Don't worry about it." He's like, legit. He's just nuts. But then it goes back into him being the director, where now this is a movie that's being played out, and so then it goes back into the cabbie, and he's fighting off these police, and then he meets his friend that gave up his soul for his passageway or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Before. And so he's like, I thought you would have caught on to it by now, but oh well. And he does suit up as Moon Knight. But like I said, it keeps on going in and out of movie and then him in the suit now. And so him as the director. And then it goes back into
the
space stuff as well, because he's like bitten by that wolf. And it's just nuts, dude, because it's like...
I can't follow it no more, so I dropped it.
It is hard to follow, but it finally gets back to the original Greg Smallwood story and art, where it's all the personalities meeting with Mark Spector. So...
maybe from the next issue I'll pick it up. And
it's mind-blowing, dude. It's one of those things where I know it would be easier to understand in trade, but I'm loving it and I'm in too deep. I kind of feel like at this point that I am...
I think you've dug a hole and you got to just sit in it until you dig yourself out.
I feel like I'm...
Or you dig your way to China.
Yeah, I'm crazy Mark Spector with multiple personality disorder at this point, and I just have to go down these different pathways and figure it out. And just see where it goes.
You're going for the ride.
I think it's brilliant. Like, I know it's confusing, but I know it's brilliant too. So I can't help but feel that it is a strong buy and contender, especially at the end. I'm super jacked. That's because that's the thing is, I'm super jacked off even more so now for the next issue, the way that it ends. So
it's like, oh yeah, remember the entire last run of Moon Knight? Well, we just condensed that into the first 8 issues, and now we're back to square one. That's kind of how it seems like. So anyway, we got Spidey number 12, written by Robbie Thompson. Nathan Stockman is the art. Jim Campbell did the colors. And we have Spidey versus the Sinister Six.
Yes, it starts with him. That's how it starts. He's like, I had the perfect day going.
Yeah.
Until this happened. And it's him getting beat up by the Sinister Six. And he explains why.
It was a homecoming dance. He did something good with my MA. Everything went well with JJ.
Yes.
I mean,
things went well with JJ.
He was on the date with Gwen. And
went to homecoming with Gwen. And I love it. She's like, thank you for a great night. And
then they get to the park with all the water.
My favorite, though. My favorite. Thank you for the perfect kiss. And you're like, wait, they haven't kissed yet. And he's like what? Boom. And it happens. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
I think Pablo cried, man.
I teared up.
I think Pablo cried.
I teared up. I did. I'm not going to lie. I did tear up. And I was like, no, I'm fine. Okay? I'm fine. And then it goes into how it went bad. Yeah. And someone was like, help me. So he suits up. Mysterio shows up. Then Electro shows up. Then Craven shows, or not?
All
no,
these
not
people.
yet. All the Sinister Six. Yeah,
Yeah.
Vulture, Sandman.
And then he remembers his
Craven.
day.
It's so awesome. It's so epic. And the best part though is
That 2-page spread right there where he's just whooping the freaking tails of everybody. Yeah, that spread right there.
I was gonna say that it was the part where he remembers where Gwen says, "You know what I like the most about you is that you refuse to give up," and that's when he goes,
Oh yeah,
"I'm gonna put myself up from my
Oh, yeah.
bootstraps and take these guys on."
I'm gonna put my big boy pants on and win the day, and he does. It's quite epic. He kind of ties them all up with ox freaking tentacles, man. That was
It's
so great.
just, it's been done before.
And then you have the Spidey no more at the end. And
He is. That's just It was
guy
a
just
nod
chooses-
to
yeah.
it. That's all it was. It was an homage to it because he had to throw away his Spidey outfit because it was too torn up. So he's making a new one. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Um,
And it was great. This is a fantastic issue. This is a strong buy. This is a contender. This is wow. This is great. I can't even.
like I said,
Can't
it's
even
been
tell you.
done before. It
But
has.
But it's still presented very well.
Sinister Six has been done before. Gwen has been done before. But it's the way they went about it.
Yeah,
It's the way they're doing it. It's
the
a
presentation
new. It's a
is
new
fantastic.
take. Yes, the presentation. Yeah, absolutely. That's what it is. I mean, and it's all of it, just the way it plays out. And so, yeah, it is absolutely a strong buy and contender. I'm gonna give the code for this one. All right. Wait, did I do the last one? No, I didn't. F for Familia, C for Carlos, M for Marcos, L for Lopez, J for Jorge, 7, N for Novela, X for Javier, B for Bonita, R for Rigoberto, 02. I hope you enjoy that one because God knows I did.
Rigoberto.
Hey! Doing my best here, eh?
So we have our final book for the week, which was Spider-Man 2099, number what?
17?
17. Peter David is the writing. Will Sliney did the art. Rachel Rosenberg. Rochelle Rosenberg did the color art. And it was pretty good.
I actually didn't plan on getting this because it wasn't on my list. But when I saw it on the shelf, I was like, why am I not getting this? And then I got it, and I was like, once again, why was this not on my list? Because this is a phenomenal book. And I was like, oh, wait, because I was going to go to trade. That's why I was going to do it. That's why it wasn't on my list, because I'm going to wait for trade. But, man, this book is so hard to drop and switch to trade, even though I know it's phenomenal in trade.
Great.
I love Miguel. He's so good, dude.
He's totally not Peter, and I like it like that.
Yes.
I like a different Spider-Man. I mean, I like the Miles book because he's not Peter. Because, I'm sorry, Peter's not Peter right now either.
Yeah, I feel like,
We've already discussed
But
Peter
that's why we have
times.
Spidey.
Yeah.
But anyways, this guy, he gets attacked by Elektra.
Nachos.
Yes, and it's great because he's with Captain America from 2099.
Yeah, and she's wearing this flower dress.
Yeah,
That's so chill, man.
It's the only thing that fits her because she's so buff. And so they're like, oh, Elektra's going into a bad situation, so like we're gonna help.
We're gonna accompany her, and Electra's like, I kind of beat you to this. You just drink some knockout stuff. Have a nice nap.
But she did not
Understand
fare well.
Well, the metabolism of both Miguel and Cap 99. Is that we're gonna call her Cap 99?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
All right, cool. So the metabolism of the two kind of make them where they can just wake up like moments afterwards. They go after Elektra, who's going against this what? It looks like an Iron Man type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. And she's supposed to be like destroy this factory, whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, do your recon and stuff, and we'll take care of this robot thing. And it's like, okay, well, we beat this robot, and where's the factory we were supposed to go and check out? It's kind of gone now.
Yeah.
So Elektra kind of blew it up, and kind of wasted her time. Yeah, It was really weird, but this is a great book. The art's great. I love the direction it's
Elektra
going.
was great in
Yeah,
there
I
too.
mean, I love the Cap 99. I mean, it's a new take on the Cap persona.
Mhm.
Miguel, of course, is always fantastic. I mean, this is a good read. But then again, I'm biased for 2099. I mean, that was one of my favorite sagas in the entire 1990s. Was the entire 2099 series. So
Did you ever play it where the Dimensions game?
yeah, I
Oh,
played
that
Shattered
was the
Dimensions.
best part, dude.
And
Is when
then
you
the
get to
Edge of
play
Time.
as him.
Yeah, Edge of
because
Time
he was
is
so
just
awesome.
amazing in 2099. So
That whole game was just
yeah,
great.
both of those games were fantastic. I got them both. It's great.
So, but anyways,
So it's time for our back and
this
bags of the
game,
week.
I mean, yeah, strong by.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, strong buy for me. This is a contender. Yeah,
I just
I'm
don't
biased.
know. Like every time I get to the end of an issue, and I'm like, damn it, should I switch to trade or not?
I'm gonna keep picking it up. I like it too much, but then again, I am biased. I'm
So
totally freaking biased.
it is Bebow time. Look at this fat stack.
I know, man.
Look at this fat stack.
It was
Almost
like
every single book is a contender this week.
yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Well, I know exactly what mine are,
Well, I'm pretty sure you did too.
so it's pretty easy for me.
I know what mine are as well. So I'm going to go with my runner-up first. My runner-up first was Superman number 10. I enjoyed the heck out of Superman number 10. You know, the dynamic between the son of Superman and the son of Batman. Yeah, this issue right here. This is my runner-up. The dynamic between the two, the art, I mean, the whole where it was contrasting between the brooding of, hey, you've done something bad, you're the bad parent, and oh, I need to be scared of my parents type thing. I mean, the imagery was great.
Yeah.
I loved it. My number one, my B-Bow of the week is the Champions. The Champions is my B-Bow. Oh my God. I have never been more excited about a comic book in my entire life. This series is probably one of the best series I've read ever. And that's saying a lot. I've read a lot of comics. I'm enjoying this. It needs to continue.
Okay.
And you, what are your runner-up and B-Bow of the week?
Good choices. I think that Superman was actually better, but anyways. My runner-up, I'm pretty predictable. I feel like people know me by now.
Oh yeah, you're like clockwork.
You know.
Oh, I know.
So, runner-up, Nightwing. Had to be Nightwing. It was the end of this arc, which I really, really enjoyed. Like I said, I love how it gets personal. It's about his mom. It's about he figures this guy out and he destroys him. And I like I said, I don't even care that this is what most of what Dick arcs are like. But that's exactly why I love them, because they are personal, you know? And so it's so great when you have these things happen, and he plays this guy, and oh man, like I said, the ending with I jumped because I knew you would catch me.
I had faith in you, Dick.
Exactly.
Bruce had faith in his Dick.
Yeah. And so, gotta love it. It looks amazing all the way through.
Oh yeah.
Everything, you know, especially I love how the past memories, they're different, you know, the art is different. It looks a little faded. But my B-Bow has to go to Spidey, number 12. That kiss, dude. That's, like I said, it just made me well up. And I was like... And then it goes into exactly the core of it, which is, what is it? It's mostly focused on his life, but then bam.
There's the fight.
It messes up his day.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, I need to remember about my day.
All because he had to be good and go help somebody when it turned out to be it was a trap. And then, right, that what happened throughout that day is what brought him out of giving up.
Inspiration.
Yes. And so just that part, and it looks so amazing. Like you said, there was that spread. The art is just the presentation. I mean, you said it best, I feel like, when you talked about when we reviewed it. So I love the Gwen.
Yeah, it's a great book. It's consistently
Peter
a fantastic book. I don't think there's been an issue that this has come out where it hasn't been like one of the best books of the week. You know, at least within the top 3 or 4. You know,
Yeah.
because there's some weeks where it's kind of
When it was the other art, when they were not with Nathan Stockman though. I think there was Bradshaw and there was Stockman, and they both knocked it out of the park. I think when it was Araujo, he was getting a feel for it, you know, but he still, you know, by his second issue, he was killing it. So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's our comics for the week.
Those are our B-bows. Tell us what your B-bow was.
Yeah.
Why, you know, why you think, if you agree with us, disagree with us, what you thought of the books that we gave away, any of that goodness. If there's any books that we should check out, that we should, like, but they got to be legit B-bow material.
Oh, yeah.
You know, otherwise I'm not bothering.
And prediction for next week, if there's a Turtles book for next week, it'll be his B-bow. Hey, that's just as my prediction.
It's not my fault they make good stuff, man. I mean, what can I say? But yeah, so thank you for watching. Thank you for, you know,
Listening.
all your likes, your listens, your comments, your views, you know, your thumbs up, you know, your tweets, all that stuff. Appreciate it. You know, like you on the YouTube, on the Twitter, on the Instagram, on the Tumblr.
Community.
Yeah, in the community, you know, people have been slowly a little more active.
Yeah, I've been kind of dragging people both kicking and screaming into the community.
Yeah, we have one girl, and she's been posting memes and stuff that are pretty funny, and so that's been pretty good. But yeah, like, you know what, people, if there's something you want to talk about, throw it in there.
Yeah.
You know, you want to talk about how the new Power Rangers look,
or the new Megazord.
Yeah, you want to talk about the new Megazord. You want to talk about
Doctor Strange's new movie that came out.
The Doctor Strange movie, yes. You want to talk about the Voltron live action that they're gonna do.
So excited with that, because I mean, after that they can only do Thundercats, and I'm sorry, that was me in the 80s.
Yes, I've been waiting for Thundercats so bad. I don't know if you watched the new Thundercats show, but that was awesome, and I loved it, and I was really upset.
I loved how they paid homage to the original with the voice cast.
And it was a prequel, like it was a prequel story, you know? It wasn't like...
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it, but it was only one season.
Yeah, it was upsetting that it was so short. I was pissed.
Especially with Kevin Michael Richardson as
so
Panthro, and his arms got ripped off, and it's like, yeah! Hardcore!
It was awesome. So, but anyways... Like I said, thank you for all that. Especially, thank you for being patient with me for the videos. I've been slowly getting them out.
Yeah.
It's, you know,
interesting some of the audio.
I just got the audio out too, and I'm like, I spaced that out, the audio.
For when we were traveling.
And then Jesse James has been. He's like, hey, when's our
footage?
When's the Joker coming out? You know. So, but I'm probably gonna work on. Soon. I'm probably gonna work on trivia next.
Nice.
So, yeah, but unfortunately, some of the audio
we'll have to work that out soon.
So for the mic, so that was a bummer. So some of them I'm just gonna have to scrap, unfortunately. And it was like great stuff. So that's it's a huge bummer when that stuff happens, but it happens, you know.
Maybe we can use some of that footage in like a montage or something.
Yeah.
Talking about a montage.
I still want to show it, you know, even if there's no audio. I'll just turn it into like a music video or something. I don't know. Something, so it's still out there, you know. It doesn't completely go to waste. But yeah, so you know, keep your eye out for that stuff. I am gonna try to do. I don't know. It's tough for me to do Talking Nerd Vlogcast because I want to cosplay for each one, but I don't have. It's hard to do that every week.
Yeah.
You know, the funds for one, and just the time, and then to find to do it. But I think I'm just gonna review. I got a Doctor Who shirt that I haven't worn or done with a video, so I'm gonna do that with a Doctor Who review of the previous season. I think it was 9. Is that I just watched that?
I'm sorry.
And then I'm probably just going to do an update on all the DC C-dubs.
So
the C-dub
I'm
shows.
really interested into getting into Doctor Who. I watched a little bit in the 80s here and there. It was on PBS at the time. I need a jumping on point. What's the best point for me to go? Listeners, watchers, let me know. Where do I jump on Doctor Who from? And I've been suggested to go all the way back to the beginning and start, but I kind of think that's kind of productive for what I want to do. So, give me your input. Tell me how to become a Whovian, or at least to kind of try and get into the series.
Well, good luck, because it's not on Netflix anymore.
Well, I mean, getting whatever I'm trying to find is not going to be the issue.
It used to be on Netflix, so it was easy. Now, for me personally, I started with. It was like the relaunch, so it was. So when they redid it, it was.
Who was the doctor?
It was Chris Eccleston.
Okay.
And
so the guy that played Malekith in Thor: The Dark World.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love him. He's
this.
my favorite. He's my favorite doctor. Okay. Mind you, he was my first, so that has something to do with it.
He popped your cherry and you just loved it.
Exactly. But there's other reasons why I like him, why he's my favorite. But my second favorite is the Second Doctor. So I watched that one all the way up, and then I went, okay, I'm going to watch the classics. And that's when I was like, I really like this doctor because he just acts like an idiot. He plays off like he's an idiot, but he's actually really smart, you know? And so, but I think like it all depends too, because like it's really campy, like especially obviously the old stuff.
Oh yeah.
But even with Chris Eccleston, it was still like it's still cheesy and campy. If you try it and you go, oh, this isn't for me, then Matt Smith is definitely where you want to jump on, because
just try different doctors.
Matt Smith is when it starts getting very. It's very science-y, and it's also very like the visuals, and it doesn't like the graphically it looks a lot better, you know, like the computer graphics, the CG, all that stuff looks a lot better. The costumes, everything looks legit. So that's the best, I think to jump on, and then I don't know, but like for me, I don't mind campy, you know, I don't mind cheesy visuals.
Dude, I used to watch the '66 Batman series in the day, man.
Well, then I think
so. Campy and cheesy is not a big issue for me.
In that case, I think you should just jump on with Chris Eccleston.
Okay.
From then on, and then just all the way through.
So anyway, still, listener, tell me. I probably won't jump on it for another like 2 weeks.
You should ask in the group too. That would be the best.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. So, anyway, we are done for the week. We've done our review. I guess we need to keep your eyes out for
comics.